What's your favorite hair, bestie? Let's talk about it. Let's go.
Hey babes, welcome back to another video. It's your girl Slay, and today we're going to be doing another hairstylist horror stories, and this one is just the controversy behind it really grinds my gears. So without further ado, we're going to get right into the video because this one's kind of crazy. I did see one of the videos prior to filming this, and it's because it's been catching a lot of buzz. So we're going to do the whole rundown of each segment. There's about like 10 or 11 parts. Grab your snacks, get real cozy, okay? It kind of pulled on my heartstrings, so it's something that we need to talk about. So let's get into the video. I'm gonna have our content right here, and let's go. Okay, so this first video, it says how I was denied hair service in ATL because I'm in a wheelchair. And when I tell y'all I don't play, I have a disabled nephew who's in a wheelchair. I have gone off. I've gotten to it with several people, even in the middle of the grocery store, because I don't play when it comes to my nephew, and I just don't play, period. I've been in the medical industry as well as doing hair. So when I say I don't play, so I'm very interested to get into this topic today. The hairstylist that the lady went to, the page says, I am the real Veronica B. We're going to listen to her story and see what exactly happened.
Okay, hey TikTok. I wanted to come tell my story, okay? So I live in ATL, and the stylists in ATL, they are completely out of control, out of hand. So I want to tell y'all how I booked this appointment with Veronica B. I'm going to attach the picture and everything at the end, so make sure y'all keep watching. So I booked an appointment with her for a 27-piece quick weave for June the 19th. I booked the appointment on June 12th in the evening. It was kind of June 13th because it was like 12 o'clock, right? It was a little after 12. So I booked an appointment. I paid a $50 deposit. But I started reading her policy, and she started saying stuff like, don't bring a big pocketbook. Don't bring a laptop. Don't bring a work bag. Like, you can't bring nothing to her salon because her place is small. I'm like thinking to myself, so what you got to do? Come in the salon and sit with your arms crossed, like don't reach, don't touch nothing, because she keeps saying her place was small. So after I booked the appointment, I sent her a DM, and yeah, her profile said, and I'm attached.
I paused at the perfect time because why is it a car alarm going off in the parking lot? I paused because I have had clients come with their laptop to do their homework or do something work related, and in the past I had an issue with that only because the type of clients that I had at that time, they would be more so focused on the computer than getting their hair done. Now that I've been doing travel services slash clients coming to me, I haven't had an issue with it. More recently, I did a travel service where my client was actually working on the clock, and I did her a sew-in, and I had no issues with that appointment. So it's changed my way of looking at, the hair service. Although I do feel like when you're getting your hair done, you should be solely focused on getting your hair done. There are times where you have to work around the client, and that would be one. There was no issue because she had a table set up. Her computer was stationary. But when you're coming to me and you're sitting in my salon chair where I have to spin you back and forth, and you have this laptop in your lap, and you're like, oh, just one moment, just, I can't keep stopping. So I understand her putting that little tidbit in her booking policy because you may have had an experience like me, where maybe I need you to be stationary so that when I turn this chair, I ain't got to worry about you fighting against me. But in this case, she's coming in as a new client, and she's kind of confused at why you so strict on your booking policy. But like I said, if you've never been through it before, you probably wouldn't understand. But unfortunately, she got a bad impression off rip. So let's just see how everything went.
That here too, you're gonna see all of it. Her profile was like no phone calls, no DMs, but I sent it anyway because I just wanted to be like, feel like I was going ahead on and just getting clarity on what I needed to do. So I asked her, would a wheelchair be fine, since she's saying, you know, all of these things about limited space or what have you. So she basically replied to me and told me no. She said no large bag, so that means no wheelchair. And she refused to service me, saying that her space couldn't accommodate a wheelchair, which is fine. Your space can't accommodate a wheelchair. Normally,
A bag and a wheelchair is two different things. Like I said, understand the no working while I'm doing your hair or being on a laptop, no work bags, no bringing a extra large bag. So many venues say no big bags and stuff like that, you know. So I'm not shocked at that part, but I don't like the approach of the wheelchair. You can't be discriminating against people who are in a wheelchair. You could have said something like, I'm not sure if a wheelchair will fit, being that my space is so small, and I would just want to make sure you have appropriate entry. So at this time, I wouldn't be able to accept your services. Not, no, you can't bring a wheelchair. Like, what? That's a lawsuit.
normally before I book an appointment, I will even look at the person's place to see if it's accessible, if it don't have stairs or something like that. So I watched a couple of her videos of her clients, and I could tell that the place was like, you know, flat. It was a place where I could roll in. So that's what made me feel okay to book the appointment. I felt like the place was accessible, and the location is actually accessible. I just don't know if she doing hair out of a broom closet or what it is, how the space is so small that she feel like you can't even bring a pocketbook. So she basically responded to me and said no, like she can't do my hair as a wheelchair user. It's not gonna work out. So I was like, okay, that's fine. You should issue me a refund. Mind you, I booked the appointment at 12 at night. I sent the DM at the same time as well as I sent the email. So she basically responded to me in the morning and was like, I said no DMs and I said no phone calls, but you booked this appointment at Free Will, and she spelled will, WHEEL. So I don't know if it's because she just can't spell, but you're going to see she have a lot of typos in her
I was finna say,
in her website booking and all of that, because I'm going to attach all of it. Just keep on watching. So I don't know if she was trying to be sarcastic or smart, and I was basically telling her, well, you saying you can't service me, then you should issue me a refund. And she basically was like, no, she not issuing me a refund because I took up one of her slots and somebody else could have had it. So I was like, listen, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. You should just issue me a refund, because a lot of what you're doing, you don't even realize it is discrimination. And so I can tell she was replying to me using chat GTP. Just look at the messages yourself and kind of look at her regular grammar, the way she spelled, and the way that she was speaking to me in the emails using chat GTP. Anyway, she told me if I wanted war, let's go to war. We could do this. She been
it's chat GPT, and it's something that people have been using for a long time. They didn't just start using it in 2025, but it's become super popular this year because people want to sound all professional and fancy. So yeah,
before, and so on and so forth. So basically, I called my bank. The bank was like, the charge is still pending, that I should wait till the charge actually posts to my account, and then I will be able to ask for my bank to basically
dispute it.
What is it? The charges. I don't know why my mind just went blank. So they was going to do that for me. But anyhow, I just feel like living in Atlanta, a lot of the stylists, they get really out of control. So many different rules, regulations, all of these things. Also, just because somebody does hair nice doesn't mean that they're a nice person, or that their intentions is well, or even that they walk in integrity. Because this woman, from when I put this post up on Facebook about her, so many people have come forth and was like, she's rude, she's nasty, like she always treats her clients bad, but she does really, really great hair, short hair.
I was waiting for her to finish that, because y'all give people an excuse to give bad customer service with the fact that they are good at what they do. I don't care who you are or what you do or how long you've been doing it. I just had this issue with the maintenance guy who came here, who was the manager, right? The overseer. So he was like, "Oh, I've been doing this for 10 plus years." And I'm like, "Surely you know that new technology and new equipment comes out all the time. And in that 10 years, I'm sure you've seen a plethora of changes, right? And upgrades. So, being that you've been doing this for 10 years, you should be very seasoned. You should know how to handle a robust of complications that arise, right? Since we in the chat GPT era, right? I'm going to give you a couple words they like to use. So, if you've been doing this for that long, you should be that much better at your customer service. If you're that good at doing hair, customer service should be just as amazing. We shouldn't give the excuse of constantly booking people with the fact that they know how to do what they're doing. You know how to do what you're doing because you've been doing it for a long time, right? So that means with all the things that you have been through, all the clients that you have serviced, you should be A1 on your customer service. A1 on how you communicate with people. A1 at following that booking policy to a T. A1 at issuing a refund when it's warranted. And in this situation, you couldn't service her. Regardless of her booking an appointment with you, being that you couldn't accommodate her, you should have refunded her. It's not her fault that you don't have wheelchair accessible entry or space or whatever. It's your fault, sweetie. So that means that you can't accommodate her, issue that girl a refund. She reached out to you and told you, even though you said don't reach out to me, which I don't understand that, because shouldn't you have a contact number if you don't want customers reaching out to you by DM? Shouldn't you have a contact number for them to text since you don't want them reaching out to you by a call? Shouldn't you have a form of emailing? That ain't gonna cut it. And y'all keep giving these hairstylists an excuse to be in business.
Short hair, at least from what we could see her promoting, it looks like she does really, really nice pixie cuts and things like that. But her customer service and as far as who she is as a person really needs to be checked. So I'm actually sharing this post to bring awareness. Number one, she said, I knew my disability before I booked the appointment. Just the simple fact that I'm in a wheelchair, baby, that don't mean that I can't keep it cute. Face card, never decline. Don't get it wrong, baby. I might be rolling in peace, but baby, I'm gonna always take care of me. So the simple fact that a person is in a wheelchair does not mean that they don't need to be serviced and that they shouldn't be treated like a human being, okay? So you could have just said, I don't have the ability to accommodate you, so I'm gonna go ahead on and refund you, and I hope that you
and that's it right there. That's exactly how she could have handled that. And her being so emotionally intelligent, you could tell that she's bigger than the situation. She didn't been discriminated with before. Because if she hadn't, she wouldn't even know how to answer that question politely in a professional way. You get what I'm saying? She didn't felt it from other people before. That's why she's telling you, this how you could have handled it. And that's coming from the client. And you can learn from your clients. Had she gotten into this situation without being so nasty, the girl wouldn't have took it to TikTok. She gonna say, you know your disability before you booked with me. Girl, is you stupid?
Find somebody that can do your hair. But no, for her, she was being money hungry. She was being greedy. She said she want to keep my deposit. I'm talking about somebody that I emailed within minutes of booking this appointment. Okay, so and she just was so disrespectful. I'm so glad that my spirit is strong. Like, my spirit belongs to God. So ain't no human being walking, rolling this earth is going to break me. Because, baby, I'm built for tough for what I roll in. So it just was all mind-blowing to me. Like, she was trying to bring me down. She was just talking to me so harsh and so nasty and so tough. So I'm gonna tag her. I want y'all to know who she is. She works in Marietta here in Atlanta, and the world needs to know that there's people like this out here, and she needs to learn to handle people better. So I'm here to make this message clear, and she needs to be taught a lesson. Baby, the $50 ain't even worth what you gonna be dealing with and how God gonna be dealing with you. You'll figure out later. None of it was worth it to you. And I really tried to spare you.
And God don't play about his children. Y'all better stop treating people any old kind of way. God do not play. So we do have the email message. I'm going to read it. It says, good morning. Please note that my Instagram clearly states no DMs. with the little dash, email only. So she did DM her instead of emailing her. She said email, but okay, so email only. All communication regarding appointments must be handled through email. I want to respectfully remind you that I strongly emphasize the importance of thoroughly reading all information before booking. This is stated across my website and reiterated multiple times prior to finalizing any appointment. As outlined on my booking site, all deposits are non-refundable and non-transferable. It is the responsibility of each client to ensure they fully understand and agree to these terms before confirming. Additionally, due to the limited space in my salon suite, which is also noted on the booking site, your wheelchair unfortunately will not fit inside. This is precisely why I stress that no large items, purses, laptops, or oversized bags are permitted. These spatial limitations are in place for everyone's safety and comfort and should have been taken into consideration before booking. Because that time slot was reserved exclusively for you, I will not be issuing a refund. Another client could have taken that appointment time. Please revisit my booking site to thoroughly review all policies. If the appointment will no longer work for you, kindly cancel it at your earliest convenience. It's not that it don't work for her, it's that it doesn't work for you because you can't accommodate her wheelchair. So now we have another message. It says, thank you for reaching out regarding accessibility. Please know that I am not discriminating against wheelchair use. However, my suite's very limited dimensions make it unsafe to accommodate mobility equipment. Doorway width, aisle clearance, and the immediate work area are all tightly constrained, and state board regulations require me to maintain specific clearances or risk fines. So now we're going to try to bring state board into it to say that this is why I can't accommodate you, because state board doesn't allow me to have bigger items in my suite because it won't meet regulations. That email's not going to cut it. These space limitations and all other studio policies are highlighted throughout my booking site. By checking the required acknowledgement boxes and submitting your deposit, you confirm that you read, understood, and agreed to those terms. I do not pressure anyone to book. Instead, I rely on each client to review the information thoroughly and decide whether the space and policies fit their needs. Because your appointment slot was reserved exclusively for you, the non-refundable, non-transferable deposit still applies. If you determine that my suite will not meet your accessibility requirements, please cancel your appointment at your earliest convenience. Thank you for your understanding and respecting the guidelines on my site. Best regards, Veronica B. What I don't like about this is the fact that she's trying to make it like it don't work for the client when you're telling the client you cannot do anything for her because you can't make it accessible to her entry-wise and space limitation-wise once she gets inside. So you're telling her, well, if it's not going to work for you, go ahead and cancel the appointment. But you told her it's not going to work. She has to cancel. So it's like, girl, stop trying to make it seem like you being nice or respectful. So this is a response. Subject, appointment accessibility and policy reminder. All professions going out of the door. Sweetheart, don't threaten me with a good time. Do you want to play? We can play. Because I've been here, done this. You book under free will, then you come and mess yourself up by inboxing me what you inboxed me. So go ahead, let's take this ride. You knew your disabilities before you even contacted me for a service. And after thoroughly reviewing my book insight, not booking site, book insight, you still decided to book after reading limited space is crazy. Let's go. I'm ready. I don't think this is going to be like you think it's going to go. Oh my gosh. Because the tables can't turn real fast. Oh, yeah, she does have typos. I don't think this is going to be like you think it's going to go because the tables can turn real fast. But, hey, we can take it here. Now you enjoy the rest of your day and do what you want with that information because refuse to go back and forth with you after you read my policies very thoroughly. Now you be safe and blessed. But what I don't like is that we can't see the client's rebuttal, because we're only seeing the hairstylist responses to her. So we don't even know what you said to her. We know what you said in the video, but we need context of what you actually said to her, because energy is matched 1000%. So we're going to go on to the next video. This is part 2. And this video says how I was denied hair service in ATL because I'm in a wheelchair, part 2. Let's get into it.
All right, good morning, everyone. I promised you guys yesterday that I would come back today and that I would finish telling my story about not being able to get my hair done as a wheelchair user by an Atlanta stylist, the real Veronica B. I'm going to keep saying her name because I'm really bringing awareness, but also teaching her a lesson because of how blatantly disrespectful she was to me, very sarcastic, attempting to hurt my feelings, and attempting to try to discriminate against me as if a wheelchair described me as a person and
Right.
who I am. So I want to start this video by reading her first response to me. And she says, "Good morning. Please note that my Instagram clearly states no DMs, emails only. All communication regarding appointments must be handled through email. I want to respectfully remind you that I strongly emphasize the importance of thoroughly reading all information before booking. This is stated across my website and reiterated multiple times prior to finalizing any appointment. As outlined on my booking site, all deposits are now refundable, non-transferable. It is the responsibility of each client to ensure they fully understand and agree to these terms before confirming. Additionally, due to the limited space in my suite, which is also noted on my booking site, your wheelchair unfortunately will not fit inside. This is precisely why I stress that no large items, purses, laptops, or oversized bags are permitted. These limitations are in place for everyone's safety and comfort and should have been taken into consideration before booking. Because that time slot was reserved exclusively for you, I will not be issuing a refund. Another client could have taken that appointment time. Please revisit my booking site to thoroughly review all policies. If this appointment will no longer work for you, kindly cancel it at your earliest convenience." Okay. This was the email, which, of course, I'm no dummy. I'm no small girl. I'm a grown woman. Was typed by ChatGTP. She then attached the DM that I sent to her and also attached her Instagram page and her policy page for her website, which has many, many typos in it, and she might want to use ChatGTP to rewrite that for her so that she can have spell check done on here, because a lot of it maybe I couldn't understand because the words weren't appropriately spelled. But I clearly understood her no refund policy, and I'm not here saying that I didn't. What I'm here saying that is 188 laws compliances says that you must be able to have disability services for everyone here in the U.S. 1965. I checked the place to make sure that it was accessible. That wasn't the issue. So that's why this is fully discrimination, because Phoenix Salon Suites are accessible. It's like a nationwide large brand of salon suites. I myself, being a previous salon suite owner,
and I thought she was at her house. So this is interesting. She's in a salon suite and she's telling her she can't accommodate her. And this lady looked up the salon suite, but instead of that woman giving her a chance and being like, well, we can wheel you up to the chair if you're able to transport over to the chair, and then we can kind of leave your chair at the door. Or just telling her that there's no room for a wheelchair in a more polite way. I feel like had she said, "I don't have a handicap accessible suite," that would have made it more professional, and it would have been easier for the client, and then issued her a refund, and she wouldn't feel this type of way to make a video. But because she's so ignorant and telling her she knew her disability before booking, ma'am, of course she knows her disability. She don't know that you don't offer services for people in wheelchairs. She don't know that you're going to discriminate towards her wheelchair when booking. Just because you say no large bags doesn't mean a chair won't fit. How did your chair get in there? Because I don't know if y'all know, but salon chairs that have the big seat that can fit up to 300 plus pounds, those chairs are wide. I know, because I buy those type of chairs so that way I can accommodate everybody. And they fit through a doorway. I've had several of them. I always buy those or the reclining ones with the big seat because you got to be able to accommodate people. So the fact that she's trying to say a wheelchair won't fit when wheelchairs fit through most doorways is crazy.
I also know that ADA compliance is extremely important, and the fire marshals come to make sure that these things are in place. So that's not the issue. That's why this is fully her decision to not service me as a wheelchair client. What I'm saying is that as we are humans and we walk in integrity, knowing that there is someone that sits high and looks low and judges us according to our actions and our plans, and he also commands us to walk in love, right? And love will not allow you to do these types of things. We have to stop placing money over integrity and all of that. That is what I'm stating here, and that is what I'm here to learn her in this moment, especially after the way that she decided to speak with me and attempt to insult me. What else I'm here to say is that I want people to know about her character, because you will be, you can truly be thrown off and or unaware of how she acts due to only paying attention to the beauty of her work. She's talented. She's gifted. But guess what? She's also very mean. She's also very rude. She's also very inconsiderate. And that is what I'm here to bring awareness to on that note. Also, when she stated to me that we can do this, she's been here before, lets me know that she likes to go back and forth and she likes to argue and be combative with her clients. Also, many people have messaged me since me putting this out here to say that she's done wrong things to them before. So I believe that the real Veronica B needs to be taught a lesson. And when she decided that she wanted to make that statement to me, I don't think she realized who I was as a person, who I am to the kingdom of God, and how he loves me so much, and what can actually take place from her just not taking the time to refund $50. You know, I'm glad that
such a big situation.
She did this, because now I will continue to bring awareness. It lets me know that there's people out here that lack discernment in a way that's obviously unbelievable. Okay, and if she was smart enough, she would have never done this. So I'm heading to an appointment, and I want to talk a little bit more about the ADA compliance. And no, she didn't hurt my feelings. No, she didn't, because I thank all of you for saying, like, I'm so sorry this happened to you. I'm so sorry you were treated this way. She didn't hurt my feelings at all. And normally I wear a wig or I wear braids, because the stylists here in Atlanta, they just do too much. And also, being that I live here and I live in Ghana as well, you know, living in Ghana, I pretty much wear braids. It's really, really hot. Wigs don't really go with the weather all the time. Every once in a while, I'll do my little wig thing that I could just snatch it off at night. I don't do the frontals or anything like that. Just closure wigs. So normally I will do a wig, but I should be able to get any hairstyle that I want and any service that I have the ability to pay for. So I was able to pay for the service. I should have been able to get the service. And I'll go a little bit more into what we could have done if she wasn't so rude to me. So I'll come back later, because I don't want to be late for my appointment. But yeah, that's pretty much it for now. You all go forth on today and have an extremely blessed week. I'll be back with you later. Bye-bye.
And you can tell she's very genuine with her approach and how she's responding to the stylist. She's not cussing. She's not acting belligerent, ignorant, or anything like that. It's just simply trying to get her point across. And I can value that in a client. And I love that for this situation, that she's bigger than the situation. She's trying to make the point known, but not really bash the hairstylist in the process, just trying to provide education and give clarity on the fact that you can be discriminated against somebody without even knowing that you're discriminated. But you can tell, judging by the email, she tried to inform her before bringing it to TikTok, like, hey, you're being discriminatory, when you could have just refunded me and said you wouldn't be able to accommodate my wheelchair at the appointment, being that you have a small space, and that's it. You didn't have to take it a step further, like, you know, your disability, and then like getting into that weird thing of like you don't have a heart. That's what I'm getting out of it. Like, it's about the green and that's it. And that's what the client getting out of it too. Cause she like, is it really worth $50 that you treating clients like this? So this video says, what made me really mad was not that she wouldn't do my hair, but the free will, WHEEL. Remember when she said she did a typo? Let's take this ride. Yeah. She was being weird when she said that. The free will, let's take this ride. She thought she was clever.
Respond to some of the comments that I seen. And I don't know, I think I'll be able to screenshot them and maybe like put them up here. I'm not really sure because I'm not a TikTok professional. This is really like not my best platform. So I wanna say one of the reasons why I feel like this needs to be addressed is because of the aggression of the stylist. And I felt as though she felt like I was just anybody and that she could attempt to bully me. So I want to point out a couple of things that really ruffled my feathers, okay? One was when she compared the wheelchair to a large bag, purse, laptop, okay? Not even close to the same. What really got me to stop emailing her was when she called me sweetheart. Sweetheart. Don't threaten me with a good time. Oh, okay. And then you booked under free will. WHEEL.
She going down, baby.
Then she says,
that lawsuit ain't
okay,
gonna be
I'm gonna skip
nothing
down
nice.
because she says,
I'm telling y'all now,
what you
she about to get a
inboxed
pretty
me.
fine.
Oh, no.
She thought she was pretty fine. She
your
about to get a pretty fine.
Before you
baby.
even contacted me for service.
She chasing money gonna.
I don't think this is good.
If y'all think that after this lawsuit she gonna be this nasty to people, baby, that lawsuit ain't gonna be nothing nice. It might put her out of business.
Gonna be like you think it's going to go. Cause the tables can turn, TRUN, real fast. Hey, we can take it there. Now enjoy the rest of your day and do what you want with that information. Okay. But there was one other comment, and let me look for it. She said something in regards to if I could get the service without bringing the chair, then I could come. She's been here, done this, booked under free will, inbox to me, and after Julie. No, let me go back. Hey, I can't find the other message I was looking for. It's a book, let's go. I don't think just I enjoy the rest of your day. Okay. Well, for now, those are the things that she said that really ruffled my feathers. Don't threaten her with a good time. I booked under Free Will, WHEEL. Oh, here it go. So go ahead. Let's take this ride. Oh, so I booked under Free Will, WHELL, and let's take this ride. You knew your disability before you even contacted me for service. Okay, so those are the things that really made me feel insulted by her and like she was trying to degrade me and be very, as my mom would say, nice, nasty. Yeah, so this is why I'm getting ready to learn Miss
They call it a professional read. She thought she
Veronica
read
B.
her professionally.
So all of you
no,
who are
baby,
saying I shouldn't have booked the service, and just to let you know, the place is ADA compliance. It is a whole chain of salon suites, Phoenix Salon Suites. They are
I didn't read her actual book and policy, but what I'm getting out of it is that she's had issues with people bringing these large items that are probably distracting for the appointment. But I didn't get when she read that whole thing that her space was that small where she just can't accommodate people. Because if your space is that small, you can't accommodate nobody, baby. You're going to have to figure out how to move things around or take some things up out of there if it's that small, or go get you a bigger salon suite. Because how are you servicing people but you don't have the space to do so? You know, people being ignorant saying she just shouldn't have booked. Clearly the client wasn't under the impression that her wheelchair will be an issue. She's thinking what she brings with her will be an issue. A wheelchair is not something you can take or leave home if it's attached to you. Get what I'm saying? It's not like people who have troubles falling, so they opt to take their wheelchair with them that day versus walking. It's somebody who's wheelchair bound and can shift between their chair and a seat, but you're making it like it's an accessory for her, like she's choosing to be in a wheelchair. Like, it's just very ignorant. It's weird.
Clients, I'm pretty sure they've been around, I think the thing said for 28 years. They know all the rules and regulations, what needs to happen and what has to be done in order for them to be in compliance in all areas, okay?
Right.
So furthermore, being that the place is actually accessible, it is completely discrimination by choice that she decided that she did not want to do my hair. Also, she says her suite is a very limited dimension, make it unsafe to accommodate mobility equipment. Her doorway with aisle clearance and the immediately work area is all tightly constrained, and state board regulations require me to maintain.
Yeah, that's weird. That video cut, so we're gonna go to part 4. Part 4 says refusing me service in a wheelchair with a blank refund won't do. So it's looking like the client ready for that action.
Okay, good afternoon. It's the afternoon. I was about to say good morning. Good afternoon. So I wanted to come and say that the real Veronica B decided to issue me a refund, and you'll see it
because the heat on her ass.
Attach it.
That's why she issued that refund. The heat is on her ass. She wants you to stop making videos.
All the stories of all the women that were afraid to tell their truth in regards to.
Let's pause. So the heat is on her ass. So she issued that refund. Wouldn't it have been easier just to issue the refund to begin with, instead of getting yourself in a pickle? You know you done fucked up, don't you? You in a little situation, baby.
Her that she has embarrassed, shamed, and humiliated, insulted, that this has become something that has been a normal for her from what I'm hearing, because I've heard about 10 horrific stories in regards to the way that she's been running and managing her business. As far as her license goes, from what I've seen, And looking up her license, the license has lapsed. Okay, the license has lapsed. I've contacted the state board. I've contacted the ADA Association as well in regards to what she has done, because I just do not think that she's actually realized
The bitch is going down. If you can hear me, the bitch is in trouble. If you can escuche me, the motherfucker is in trouble. And she better hope that she can even get a license renewal after this. She better hope she can work in the field after this. You allowed your license to lapse and you discriminating against your clients.
what she's gotten herself into. And as far as having representation and attorney, I'm still exploring my options when it comes to that, as far as it definitely being discrimination.
This what I be talking about when I say stand up. The client know what she doing. This is what I be talking about when I say the power is in your hands. If people being unprofessional and you hold them to it, baby got that refund, baby looking for a lawyer, she about to put the heat under her feet. If you don't think that hairstylist gonna be sorry after, I ain't gotta say nothing.
Because the place is ADA accessible. But I did want to come and say that she has somehow decided to issue the refund. She must have a good friend, somebody that cares about her, somebody that will say to her, hey girl, you may want to issue this refund to this young lady, because this is definitely out of line. But I also want to share my response to her, and you'll see that here as well. And what I said, once she issued the refund, she issued it basically with 2 screenshots with no message or anything attached to it. And so for me, that wasn't good enough.
No,
so I said a refund alone doesn't suffice after the way you insulted me. The same energy you used to humiliate, embarrass, and attempts to silence me should now be used to issue a written apology. It's clear you didn't think the situation through well, and you refused to take accountability. I'm adding that. She refused to take accountability, and that's the biggest thing. People think things can just be swept up under the rug, and refusing to take accountability, or refusing to acknowledge, accept, and apologize for what you have done has to be done. I call it my 3 A's, and I'm always teaching my sons that you have to acknowledge, accept, and apologize for what you have done. And so taking accountability is another A we can add. Acknowledge, accept. Well, accept is accountability. So it's the same. The 3 A's, acknowledge, accept, and apologize for what you have done. And even after that, move forward with change. So it's just so many things happening in the world, and I don't even want, I've been just in prayer and saying I even just want to use this opportunity to even say that, we are truly in the end times. God is truly coming back. We have all the signs of the end times, and the Lord has been pressing upon me to read through the book of Revelation. So I'm even going to be reading through the book of Revelations before we close out this month, to even bring awareness and help people to see that all that you see happening in the atmosphere, and even when it comes to greed and people being lovers of themselves, the word of God says, all of those things will come in the end times when God is getting ready to come back. And most of all, we want to consecrate ourselves, and we want to be ready. We don't want to be living out our own will. We don't want to be living in the fun of today and the feel good of today, knowing that we are not promised tomorrow. So the way that she handled me as a woman of God, I just really hope that this wakes her up, and that she wants to cultivate herself into change. If you're here in Atlanta, like a man that's really, really helping you to wring out your heart and see what needs to be done is Pastor Phil at 2819. He's legit preaching the word of God, and really he's an amazing teacher. So with that being said, I really, really, really want us to think about how we're handling one another. Life is stressful. People are going through things. She doesn't even know my story. You know, she doesn't know my story. Maybe getting my hair done in that moment was something that I needed to keep my spirit uplifted, to keep me from going down a rabbit hole into depression. You know, you just never know what someone is going through. And for myself, I always wear wigs and braids because pretty much I don't like to spend a lot of money as I'm doing projects and I have huge investments in Ghana. Normally when I think about my dollar, I'm always multiplying it and turning it into, in my mind mentally, what it would be if I was in Ghana and in the cities. And I normally just can't see myself paying the prices that are charged here. So normally I wear a wig and I wear braids, but I was going somewhere on this Friday coming. I was traveling and I just really wanted to do something like big time different.
Yeah.
And so I thought that I would use her services and support her business. And I liked what I seen on her social media as far as her work. But you know, I feel like as far as her character,
behind it,
that she shouldn't be allowed to groom a dog. Yeah, she shouldn't be allowed.
Yo, that was crazy. It says using my free will to call Georgia State Board. We may have to mute this one because of the audio.
Pick up. Hi, good afternoon. Yes, this is Georgia State Board. Hi, I was calling to inquire about how to file a complaint. Yes, the stylist is here in the Georgia area, Marietta. Yes, I understand that I have free will to file a complaint. Oh, I'm needing to go online. So there's no one that I can speak with. Oh, she goes by the real Veronica B. Yes, she discriminated against me. So I'm determined to use my free will to file a complaint against her. Okay. No problem. I don't mind calling back. Thank you for your help. Bye-bye.
Y'all, she is gonna press this issue and I love it. So this says, Georgia State Board, I'm calling every day. So the last video was like a mock-up of her calling Georgia State Board. So now she's actually calling State Board in this video.
Of Georgia Secretary of State Professional Licensing Boards Division, your call may be monitored or recorded for quality assurance purposes. For additional information, you may visit our website, sos.gia.gov. Thank you. Please listen to the following menu as our options may have changed. To speak with a representative regarding the Georgia Board of Nursing, press 1. For cosmetology, barbers, we are currently experiencing higher than normal call volumes. We are working hard to answer all calls in the order they are received. If you have already requested a callback, please be assured that you are in our callback queue and you will be receiving a callback in the order that it was received. There is no need to request an additional callback, as this will place you back in the queue and will result in multiple callbacks. We sincerely appreciate your patience and understanding.
Patience at one moment.
Okay.
Yeah. I see everything on here but that. Yeah, because I don't see the application, because the application just says what the requirements are, but it used to be on the endorsement application where it tells you, like, you know, boom, 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 but they removed that. So I'm looking.
She's standing on
But
big
I'm not seeing
business,
anything
baby.
for that any longer. But I do know, like I say, about the chemicals, right? So now, did you put that in your complaint?
Yes,
Or you
ma'am.
didn't know at the time?
I didn't know at the
So you did,
time.
okay.
No. I didn't know at the time. No. But I guess I put in my complaint. I've attached the emails because what she placed in the email is that her door width wouldn't allow a wheelchair. I know that's not true. I also know that the fire marshals, that's something that they also check as far as the building being
Right.
ADA compliance and different things like that. for being able to run your business in a certain location. So I know that those things were false when she made that statement about the doorway and different things like that. So I just wanted to know how the process, like I said, to be informed of how the process goes and what it is that I should be looking out for when it comes to the licensing department, and also what you guys require in licensing for a stylist as far as giving services, and what the accommodation should be like as far as ADA compliance and etc.
Right. So now, as far as so for the facility requirements, they do have that still. Right. So as far as like what, right? So how they're supposed to be, how it's supposed to be set up. So they do still have that information on here. But that, right? So but the way that it works, right? So like I say, so they send you the email, right? So telling you that they received it.
Yes.
And then they, like I said, they do the investigation. If they have any questions, they email you, right? So, but other than that, you would just wait for them to complete the investigation.
Okay.
So they keep you in the loop, though, right? So while they're doing the investigation, so they keep you in the loop. So you don't hear anything or anything like that. So it just means that they're doing the investigation.
Okay. And so by any chance, do you have like a time frame for turnaround, or you just don't know because you don't know like the load that's coming in?
Right. So right. And not even the load, right? So because we don't know, like with the investigation, what they're going to find, what direction it's going to take them
It's
in.
on a case-by-case
So
basis.
as far as the time limit, so that I don't know.
Yeah, everybody's time frame ain't gonna be the same because
It
of different
depends on what they
variations
find.
on what's reported.
All right. Well, I want to say thank you. You've been very helpful for me on today. And if there's any other questions or something that I might have, I'll just call back. And I thank you for calling me back, because I was a little worried if you guys would actually call me back. So I thank you for that as well.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, you enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy your holiday tomorrow as well.
And you're very welcome. And if you'd like to let us know how we did today, please email us at wow@sos.ga.gov.
All right. Thanks a lot. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye for now.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Okay. Well, they've called me back. I know how it's going to work out. And she is a master barber. She's a master barber. She is not a hairstylist. She is not licensed as a master cosmetologist or a licensed cosmetologist. She is a barber.
Her being a barber doesn't mean that she can't offer styling options. Her being listed as a barber just means that she went to school for barbering. But if y'all don't know, barbering has to do the same training as cosmetology. The difference is the extent that they go into each subject, and some subjects may not be required. So cosmetology touches over everything: barbering, nails, skin, all that. Barbering touches on the hair, skin. So it's okay that she's listed as a master barber, just so long as she's not offering things that are not under her license. Now, as far as braiding, that's pretty standard. You can either the state doesn't require a braiding license, or it does. Some people don't even know that there's such thing as a braider's license, which is what most African hair shops have. They have a braider's license. It doesn't require you to go to school. You watch a video, you get a affidavit that you get, what is it called? Notarized, and then you have a license to braid and style hair. The variations under what you can do with your license is something you guys can look up online, as far as barbering or nails or esthetician for skin or hair. Whatever you want to know, you can really look that up on your state website. So where she's at, she's saying that she's offering hair services, but she isn't licensed to do it because she's barbering. Now, like I said, there's variations on what you can do under those licenses. This next video says, I know these people didn't just serve me with a order of protection. So this girl then went and put a restraining order on the client. Crazy work. Okay, so this is like a slow-mo video of the guy walking away from her house. No real tea as far as what was said. Just a video showing that he was there and he has a little folder in his hands. So we're going to go on to the next video. It says, the police came for me, really? Let's organize this perfume.
You guys said you wanted to go through my perfumes, but baby, we about to have story time. So listen, when the police showed up at my door today, baby, I was mind blown. I got 3 sons, they all in their 20s, so I knew certainly they was about to be asking for one of my sons. And my baby was off work today. He was upstairs sleeping good in his bed, and surely I wasn't letting them in to get my son. But when I opened up the door and the man got to looking, and he said he was looking for me, and I said, that's me, I dropped my mouth to the ground, and he dropped his mouth to the ground too, because he said, I know I'm not coming here to serve a protective order to this lady in this wheelchair missing both her legs. But anyway, let me do my job. Ma'am, I am here to serve you with the paperwork from beep. Okay, and I want you to know what stands in the statement. Boop, 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 boop. Read it off to me and let me know what I had to do. Let me know that I was to show up at court on the 27th of June, and I was to bring my proof if I felt like all of this wasn't true. Oh, baby, the way I started shaking and the anger started arising in me, I can't lie, baby, I was mad. I came in the house and I called the ADA yet again just to make sure that things was happening. But I got to print out my proof. I am not the one to be played with. And I just want to add a little something on to my distress when it all comes to an end. Because now I can't take my flight tonight because I need to be here for court next week. Don't you worry about it, baby. It's going to be okay. God got you.
That's insane. It couldn't have came at a worse time. She had a flight to catch and can't even take her flight because you didn't went and put papers on her. Now she got to stay to go to court. You got to be real crazy to put somebody that's disabled on a protection order. If to add salt to injury was her thing, clearly she's great at it. This video says, you can deny me service, but you can't make me silent. It wasn't me that made you deny me. It was my strength and my confidence that disturbed the demons you're battling with. Ain't that? Y'all don't be knowing, but these monitoring spirits and these evil doers are out here.
You gotta know when your strength has exposed a person's weaknesses. You see, I believe I got so caught up in the moment that I missed what really matters. And what matters is that what I've been known for some time now, God been told me, your presence is pressure. See, it was my strength and my confidence that caused the demons inside of her to be upset, to feel angry. Because one thing I know about me is I know once you come across me, I make you reflect on life. I make you reflect if you're really, really taking advantage of what God has given you. Are you standing tall? Are you making moves with those legs that God has given to you? Do I really have something to complain about, or am I just being mean for no reason? So the demons were disturbed by my strength and by my confidence, in which they had tricked her to attempt to attack me and knock me down, to really see if I would stay confident and I would stay firm in who God has called me to be. But what I understand in this moment and what matters is, baby, you going through something. You have the need to be in control. You have the need to deal with people that you feel are beneath you. But when you encountered me, none of your rules mattered anymore, because I don't fit inside of a box, because I do have free will. I'm always ready to ride and I'm always ready to roll. And you're right, things can always turn quickly and you never know what way they will turn. And I hope when all this is said and done, that you will turn away from your wicked ways, because the word of the Lord says, turn from your wicked ways and then he will heal the land. So when you are willing to turn away from your wicked ways, and then God can begin to heal what's going on inside of you, Because on yesterday, you almost silenced me. After these police knocked down my door and gave me this order of protection, I felt like I should be silenced a little. But on today, I feel the need to open up my mouth and let it be known that it's not you that they don't like. It's the confidence and the strength in you that's disturbing the demons that they are battling with. Keep being you. Keep being cute. Keep being confident. Because they mad you haven't been broken and broken down. But you stand firm and you stand tall in who you are. No matter what it is, be you and be confident. No matter what flaw you got, take that flaw and wear it and stand tall. No matter what you going through, keep your head up and know that God got you. Because the fact that you're not willing to roll down and lay on the ground will disturb many who are after you.
It's just like these people, they get into business, they see how much money they can make off of it, and they forget that you have to have a level of professionalism at the end of the day. You can't just service people and be money, money, money. The love of money is the root of all evil. So you can't go putting money above the things that you value. A lot of people say, oh, I value money. But what about the time that you spend with people? What about the love that you gain from people and the love that you give people? What about the connections that you build? What about the success that you have regardless of the money? What about the skill that you bring to the table? Do you value those things over the money that you obtain from it? Do you value the person that gave you the skill set? Because you see her talking about God a lot. And I know a lot of people try to throw God in there just for the sake of being like, oh, I want people to follow me and I want people to believe what I'm saying. But you can tell she genuinely has that connection with God, and she displays it throughout her videos. Like, you can't go treating people like that. You got to have a good heart posture. You got to have good discernment. You got to treat people with integrity. You hear her saying these things, and it's like she lives by what she's preaching. And she wants you to know that, like, God is not too keen on people treating people like this.
Wasting my time at court.
Okay, many of
Part
you know
1.
that I was able to go to court on Friday. And what I will say is things happen really quickly in the courtroom. I wasn't really able to express myself in the way that I wanted to be able to defend what had been said against me, which was not true at all. But what I can say moving forward is pretty much everything will be taken care of civilly, and I am just exploring my options when it comes to representation, and I'm open if you guys have any really great representation in the Atlanta, Georgia area. And I also promise you guys that we will continue to share my story and my testimony about what happened to me and how life has pretty much been since being in the accident and losing both my legs. And that's what we're going to be talking about, as well as making sure that we are always magnifying God and giving him the glory for all the great and wonderful things that he's doing for us. No matter what it looks like, all things are working together for our good.
So we're going to go on to the next video.
Alright, so you guys know we went to court last week. And my apologies because I'm super late with the update. But I've kind of been a little busy. And what I will say is that nothing real happened on that morning. And we were actually done within about 30 minutes, but we had to wait some time there. I took one of my sisters in Christ there with me. And we waited around, and then we had some conversations with some people, because there's definitely a lot more that is necessary and that needs to happen. And one thing about me is that I don't give up easily. And especially if I feel like someone has wronged me or are in attempts to take advantage of myself and anyone else, outside of that, to be honest with all of you, I'm actually very, very shy and quiet. More so when I don't have a need to talk, I don't speak. I like to be very quiet most of the time. I don't like to waste my voice or have unnecessary conversations. And, you know, I'm going to pause right there for now. Which one? I think the yellow, because the white shirt, the yellow definitely has to happen. So what I want to say is this. One thing I realize is that unnecessary conversation can get us in a lot of trouble. And if you realize that when people call you on the phone, they usually call you for a reason. And then if you guys decide to stay on that phone call longer than the purpose of the phone call, you will find yourself talking about things that you had no reason to talk about, or did you have any plans of talking about. And sometimes those conversations are necessary, but more so often those conversations are very unnecessary as well as unhealthy. And especially depending on who you are, not me, spraying to the outside, speaking with, it can become very, very toxic, honestly. And I think it was about...
That was actually the final video. And I'm not into dimming anybody's light, so I just wanted that video to play all the way through without me interrupting it, because what she was saying was very powerful, very impactful, and it gave me chills. And I'm just all for listening instead of interrupting when something is just that impactful to me. She's taken the high road, and I really appreciate that. To be quite honest, when I see videos like this, it makes me feel like, why, when I had clients that I felt were doing me wrong, why didn't I have clients like this that know how to stand up, that know how to tell somebody when they wrong, that knows how to follow a policy, that listens when they book? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's willing to pay your price, that's willing to pay without complaining. Like, it just made me feel like, dang, I wish they had somebody like me that would have gave them the service that they were looking for. Now, whenever I've quit doing hair, it's because I felt burnt out, and I've done it twice. I've done it twice. The first time was when I was stationary in home. The second time was when I was traveling doing hair. It just wasn't the time. At that time, it wasn't because, the second time wasn't because I was burnt out. So let me clarify. I've only quit once because I was burnt out. And it's the type of clients that you offer into your space, into your home, into your area. Like she said, people are carrying around evilness, and you may not notice it, but they're around us every single day. What bothers me the most about this situation is, like I said, I am not for belittling people or making them feel like they're different just because they're in a wheelchair, just because they have a disability, just because they're different than what you have known to be the norm. There's a lot of things that aren't considered the norm nowadays, right? But if you're dealing with somebody who can't control their situation, they didn't ask to be in that situation, they're making the best of their situation, you don't handle it that way. You made that lady feel so small, and it's something that she wears confidently every day. And you know that she's confident about her disability because she highlights it in every freaking video. Every video we've seen today, she talks proudly, she talks highly of her being able to overcome the fact that she's disabled. Not mentally being stuck in that mindset of, oh my gosh, what are people going to think? What are people going to say? How are they going to react when they see me in this chair? How are they going to react when I pull up and this is the situation? You made her feel so small by saying things that are just so belittling, so catty in how you addressing her. Like, then you don't even know how to handle a situation because you served her with a protection order instead of a cease and desist. Like, do you make sense, girl? A cease and desist means to refrain from communicating about me and the situation. A protection order makes them stay away from you. I don't know if this made clients want to stand up more, but I really hope that it did. Being that I'm licensed, I just want y'all to know that yes, you do have the right to call state board if ever you deal with unprofessionalism by one of us, hairstylists, barbers, nail techs, estheticians, what have you. You do have the right to make these calls, make these complaints, and stand firmly on it. Get a lawyer and take action. These hairstylists, they try to make y'all feel small. They try to make y'all feel like you don't got a voice, like you can't stick up for yourself, like you can't speak for yourself, like you can't take legal action if legal action needs to be taken. And I like to wear my hair to the side, so it's giving me like a little bit of a doozy today. It's trying to get on my nerves, but I just feel like this opened my eyes to how ignorant people can be in this field, to people who have a disability. I've never, ever seen a hairstylist make this type of complaint about not being able to service somebody just because they're in a wheelchair. I think that's disgusting. You're in a salon suite. You're not at your home. And that's what I thought originally, that she was doing it in home and she might be in an apartment or upstairs or whatever have you, where she can't accommodate her. But the way she handled it, even if that was the case, was not okay, baby. You saying everything but the fact that I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go ahead and refund you because I won't be able to accommodate you, and just giving the refund and just calling it a day, mama. Like, these videos be giving me a headache sometimes because it's just like I'm learning more and more every day the type of people that are in the world, okay? And these are supposed to be my fellow, my peer, my colleagues. You get what I'm saying? These are supposed to be my co-workers. And I can't even stand firm and be like, the hairstylist was right. The hairstylist was right. I'm always agreeing with the client. And it's like, I have not gotten a video where I'm like, nah, baby, that, well, kind of, dope ass Panda, I kind of agreed with her and not the client. But it just like, what's not clicking, Steven? Y'all got to do better. I'm so tired of this banter. It's very annoying. I do these videos because I love doing them, but it's like, when are we as fellow hairstylists gonna get to a point where we start holding the hairstylists that are wrong accountable? Because every time I see somebody do something wrong as a hairstylist, and I be seeing them on TikTok, they be in the client's comments agreeing with the client, and then as soon as the hairstylist make a video, they agree with the hairstylist. It's like no accountability. So when I do these videos and y'all see that I'm standing firm on what I believe in and I'm backing the client 100%, just know I can't be wavered. If you're wrong, you're wrong. But I'm going to end the video with that. Let me know what y'all think down below. Give me y'all real TTTs of the T's. Give me y'all real take on what y'all felt, because I would like to know how y'all would have handled the situation, or if you feel like the client was right or the hairstylist was right, or however you feel about this topic. Let me know down below, and I will see y'all in the next video.
It's Leandra Styles, your favorite hair bestie. I don't call myself the GOAT,